time has come for old people to leave our presence so that us young people can really have fun and turn it up and get down without the old people in the room. I'm just kidding. If you're an active grad, if you are over the age of 18 with wrinkles and gray hair, then you guys can go. Right, so we're going to get into a very interesting topic today. Are you ready? Now, what I'm going to say, don't waste your time by being on your phone. You can be on your phone at any time. Don't waste your time by getting distracted or falling asleep, because for some of you, you think that it's clever to fall asleep. It's not. You don't make yourself look clever. What you're going to learn tonight could change your life forever if you get it. And this is the problem why our nation is a mess. This is one of the problems. South Africa is a mess. If you go to other places, they're a mess, but South Africa is probably in a worse place than other countries because of issues like this. And until we deal with this, nothing's going to change. And here's the problem. If you guys don't change it, South Africa will only get worse, because you will do worse than your parents did. You'll do worse than your grandparents. And then what's going to happen to South Africa? So I want you guys to lean in. If I catch you on your phone, I will make a public spectacle of you. Because why are you wasting your time coming to church if you're going to actually want to stuff up your life? Right? Do you guys want a stuff up of a life? No, that's weird. That's stupid. So you need to listen to find out, how do I not get a stuff up of a life? Because let me tell you something. Everyone look at me. You would rather find out the problems now than have to make all the mistakes and then only fix your life. You don't want to live a life of regret. It's not worth it. Not we'll try and have fun and see. No, you don't want to live a life of regret. So you need to listen. So are you all leaning in? Can you put the backlights on as well, so I can see those in the few back rows there? Awesome. Hello, people. Hi. Looking fabulous in the light. Can you put this side, the lights on this side, so I can see their beautiful? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's the section. I told you. I need to create a name for the section, the X section or something. Right, not the, as in, it's too nice. The Caucasus section. I'm just kidding. Please, are these lights on? All right. Are these lights on? Sure. All right, let's shed some light on the matter. All right, let's open up in prayer. I want everyone to listen, everyone to lean in. Let's pray. Lord God, I come to you right now, and I thank you so much for tonight. I thank you for your word. I pray, God, as we discuss your word, that you'd bring it to life in each one of our hearts, that you'd speak to us, God, that you'd challenge us and impact us, that you'd give us revelation, open our eyes to truth, change and break down all the lies we've been deceived by and been believing. And I pray, God, that we would never be the same, that we would take South Africa, that our lives would go to a new level. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Henley is with us now, so can we just welcome them? Hello, guys. Hello. It took a while, but we're glad you guys finally joined us. Now, we are starting a new series, right? And I want you just to look at these pictures. Bring up the horrible ones first. That's not a horrible one. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. You put another one. All right. I want you to look at this. Okay? Go to the next horrible one. Horrible. All right. I want you to look at this. Now, in South Africa, unfortunately, this is what we see every day, everywhere. Right? You go to turf and there's piles of lovely treasure for free for all, right? Go to the next one. Horrible one. Not the spotlight. So horrible. That's that. There we go. Check how big that spade is. Can you imagine having a spade like this to do your garden with? It would be awesome. Right, now go to the better ones. And if I catch you guys talking, I will call you to stand on stage. Can we have someone actually standing there? What, Calvin, can you go stand there? And I give you permission to embarrass them, because you guys need to learn to actually behave. Caucasus section. Right. Now, I want you to look at this picture compared to the other one. Go to the next nice one. I think there was a second one. Or is there no No, that's not a nice one. If that's nice, I want to see what's hard. All right, so is that the only nice one? There's another one? I thought so. There's no other one. Right. Okay, now, what is the difference between the horrible pictures and this beautiful, beautiful street? There's no litter. Okay, but there's something deeper. Listen. What you do with your block will impact what the world thinks of you. So you guys all live in different areas. And sad to say, Rosettenville and Turf and all those South Hills is getting worse and worse. I mean, sewage will run and people will walk past it like it's normal. People will be walking and they'll just chuck a can on the floor. Or they'll be driving and they'll chuck a can on the floor. Now, here's the problem. You think, but I'm just chucking my can. The problem is you are ruining your block and it will impact what people see of your block. So are you going to be known as someone who comes from a messed up place and is a nobody and will stay useless and a nobody? Or are you going to fix your block and becomes known as someone who comes from a place that is the place to be? Because why do you want to accept staying in an area that is messed up? Why do you want to accept staying in an area that is scary and dangerous? Why do you want to accept that you come from an area where marriage doesn't exist and you've never seen a marriage before? Why do you want to come from an area where it's normal for a woman to be raped or beaten up? Where it's normal for people to literally have sex like rabbits. You literally sleep with everyone, but you never dated, but you're sleeping with everyone. Why do you want to come from an area like that? Now, I know that's your norm. It's not normal. Let me just break the news to you. It ain't normal. That is very dysfunctional. It is messed up. But many of you think it's normal because go back to the first messed up picture. This is all we see all day. So if this is all you see all day, it's only a matter of months before you think this is normal. But if there's no dirt on the street, it's not life. This is gassy life. No, it's not. It's a messed up block that you need to fix. And many of you are playing games. You don't take life seriously. That's why you'll talk or be on your phones and waste time because you think it's okay to stay a nobody for the rest of your life. You think it's okay to come from a messed up block like that where you will be useless and classified as useless for the rest of your life. Why? Why is that okay? Why would you want to live a life like that? Surely there's more to life. Surely there's a better, bigger life out there. I mean, what's the point of your life? What is the point of your life? Are you wasting oxygen? Because many of you are. You're doing nothing with your life and you're busy breathing in oxygen and wasting it for others of us who could be breathing fresh oxygen. I'm just kidding. But on a serious note, many of you are living like, it's okay if I stay a nobody. But if you change your block and when you get to Turf or Rosettenville or wherever you come from and you see someone chuck a can out and you go, sorry, we don't do this in our block. You can go to another area and do this in their block. As long as I live in this block, you won't do this in our block. And you laugh. You laugh because you think, that's stupid. No, let me tell you something. You go to Australia, you don't see one piece of paper on the floor. I've been to Australia. You literally go and the streets are so clean, you could lick the streets. That's how clean they are. You don't see this. It's abnormal to see this. You never see that. In Australia, you don't see people walking. Everyone has cars. Not one person walks. Not one. Not one person walks. Everyone has cars. But you see, they have a different mentality. And we've got to break a wrong mentality in this country because it is destroying us. And guess what? You guys are destroying your lives just by thinking that that's normal. If you laugh when I say you should be stopping people from chucking stuff on the floor, you've got a poverty mindset. You will stay poor and you will stay useless until you change that mindset. And I'm sorry to be blatant, but look at how much of South Africa is just deteriorating, getting worse because we're not rising up. All of us have to rise up. All of us. You can't just look at your street and go, yeah, it's getting worse. No, well, what are you doing to fix it? What are you doing to make sure you don't chuck any papers on the floor? What are you doing to make sure that you will have the first wedding in your family? What are you doing to make sure that, hold on, I will be the first one to get A+? Let me give you guys a glimpse of how wrong many of your mindsets are. Many of you, when you go to school, all you worry about is passing. If you go to a private school, they never question whether they're going to pass. They question whether they're getting 98 or 95% for their report. This is how messed up the mindsets are. Someone at school, in a government school, does well. Everyone mocks them and laughs at them because they're the teacher's pets. In a private school, if you get less than 70%, you're classified as stupid. Do you see how bad your mentalities are? Because many of you are happy to settle for 50%. That's not good enough. If you want to be someone great and if you want to fix your block, 50% is very bad. It's useless. You've got to get your marks up. Now, I'm not saying that if you're not getting 98%, you're stupid. What I'm saying is, can you see the change in mindset? They don't question whether they're passing. They question who's going to get the highest mark. At Waterstone College, every single week, we would have the top 10 list go up. And it was a competition to see, would my name be there every single week? People were competing to see who could get the top marks. There was a boy who literally got 100% on his report. 100. But you see, many of you have this mentality, as long as I just pass, it's fine. That's a poverty mentality. And as long as you have that, this will be your life. Many of you dream of having a nice house. You dream of driving your fancy car. You dream of having Princess or Prince Charming. But you're not doing anything to get out of your block. And let me tell you something. It's not about moving out of an area. Because most of South Africa looks like this. It's about changing our area. And how do you change your area? You've got to change yourself first. And then you change your friends. And then you change your family. Not, I'm scared what they're going to say. No. I'm so desperate to see my nation, my area, my neighborhood, my school get better. I will stand up and make the difference. And if people try and tear me down because I'm standing up, because this is the other thing we do. If someone rises up and actually starts doing something great, we start mocking them and ripping them apart and tearing them down because we don't want them to rise up because we have a fear, maybe I am useless. And let's get them down to my level so that we all just stay useless together. Rise up. And if people tear you down, that's fine. They'll stop after a while because you've got to start changing your block. Are we all up for the challenge? Are you ready to hear the first step to changing your block? Okay, let's try that again. If you fall asleep, I'm going to pour water on you. And I'm not even joking. Don't be offended. I've warned you. So if you fall asleep, I've already warned you. I will come with water. I have nice holy water there. I will baptize you with the spirit of awakeness. You'll be awake. I promise you, it will be a miracle. Now, are you all awake? If I catch you asleep, if I catch you looking down, because I can see everyone, if I see you on your phone, I will make a public spectacle of you. I will embarrass you and call you on stage. And we will read out your messages. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. Right. Here's the first shift we've got to make to change our block. Listen to 1 Corinthians 4, verse 16 to 17. Listen to this. It says, therefore I urge you, imitate me. For this reason, I have sent Timothy to you. Timothy was one of his guys. He is my faithful and beloved son in the Lord, who will remind you of my ways in Christ as I teach everywhere in every church. Now, Paul had a guy, he was in prison, I think, at this point, and he had a guy named Timothy. He classifies Timothy as faithful. Now, just very quickly, what is the definition of faithful? Anyone? Anyone? Right. What is the definition of faithful? In your own words. Don't panic. In your own word, even if it's one word, what is the definition of faithful to you?
I don't know what to say.
So if I had to ask, are you faithful? What would you see faithful as?
Believing in what is not sin.
Okay, believing in what is right. You don't need to be nervous. I'm asking, right, let's ask. We have never asked someone behind the production desk. This is, guys, we are creating history. Wait, I'm coming. I must create history first. Right, that Lemo put up his hand. Ledmo, come on to the question. Ledmo! Guys, if he had answered on the mic, this would have been even more historic. Right, Boneka. You're used to the mic. Come on. What is the definition of faithful to you?
Loyal.
Loyal. Right. Everyone's nervous. Right. What is the definition of faithful to you? Just give me one word. If I say, what does faithfulness mean to you? What comes to mind?
Believing in Christ.
Okay, believing in Christ. Let's not be so spiritual. Let's go into relationships. If I ask you if you're faithful, what does that mean? Give me one word. What does it mean if someone's faithful in a relationship?
To be loyal.
To be loyal. Does anyone else have something deeper, Fanele?
Walking by faith, not by sight, so you can call me blind.
These are spiritual answers. I want the relationship ones. Okay, let me just, actually, thank you. Not having faith, being faithful to someone, or being faithful in something. Did you all understand what I just said? You understand now. Lemo, you sure you don't want to answer? Like, we're desperate to hear this answer. So, what does it mean if you're faithful to someone?
You're focused on someone.
Sure, there we go. Focused on someone. Kenny?
The practice of faith.
I'm going to kill you. Calvin?
Faithful with relationships. Is to be committed to one person.
Subi, let's hope so. These days, people are faithfully committed to 100 people. Okay, now, that was very interesting definitions of faithfulness. Okay, now, not having faith, but now when I ask this, how faithful are you? I want you to think for yourself now, because this is one of the reasons our country is in a mess. And the world is in a mess because of this. How faithful are you? From a scale of 1 to 10, how faithful are you in relationships? And it doesn't just have to be a guy-girl relationship. How faithful are you in church with God? I want you to think how faithful I am. They mentioned that it also means you're loyal. How loyal are you? And are you loyal to the right people? Because many of you are faithfully loyal to Satan, or his little Satanists running around on earth. And they don't even have to be a Satanist. They can just be people who hate God and you're loyal to them. Or they're people who are committed to parties and you're loyal to them. But they don't have your best interests at heart and you're loyal to the wrong people. I was kidding about the Satanist part, but on a serious note, how faithful and loyal are you? So this is what we're going to quickly do. We're going to have a quick fun little quiz because I want to show you guys something. It will go better than the definition in Jesus' name. Right, so come up for me. Come up for me. Yes, come up. Quickly, come up, quickly. Cynthia, come up. Tracy, come up. Fatima, come up. You guys are all dodging my eyesight. If you dodge my eyesight, I will pick you. If you dodge my eyesight, I'll pick you because I like picking the people who dodge me. And they all look so worried. I'm going to pick people from the Caucasus section. And I'm going to pick those who are trying so hard. Shame, you're trying to dodge me. Come. Come. Yes, come. Muday, come. I can see, I told you I'm going to pick those who are. Come, quickly, quickly, quickly. Quickly, come, quickly, quickly. You're using my time, quickly. Don't worry, it won't be bad. It won't be bad. Let's see. We need a few more people. John, come up for me. Prince, come up. Come quickly. Right. Come stand in a line here. Come forward and stand. Just stand in a line. So you're just standing next to each other in a line. Okay, it's not your time to talk unless I welcomed you. It's your time to just listen. Let me just get this water in case I need to baptize someone. It needs to be on handy and it needs to be open. Hopefully no one wastes my water. Right. Welcome to the stage. You guys look so excited to be on stage with me. You were all like raising your hands and, excuse me, you will shake my stuffing hand. For that, I'm going to take revenge on him on stage. You have just entered war on stage. Welcome. 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 You guys look so excited. Can you see them beaming with joy for being on stage right now? It's amazing. Sure. Okay. Everyone listen. Everyone listen. Now, you have just been invited to enter a game show. Did someone lose something? You lost? Okay. What was it? It's a keyring. Okay. Sorry. It could be anything. All right. Did you put this on here? Oh, thank you. See, I'm blonde. We don't think these things. Okay. Now, this game show is a little bit different. Let me just move this here because I want everyone to see your beaming faces because you guys are so excited to be on stage with me. And I know, why wouldn't you want to be on stage with Kayla? Hey, TK. Especially when you don't want to shake her hand. Hey, come stand here. Just out of interest, do you think I have germs that you didn't want to shake my hand?
Maybe.
Maybe. But how do you know your germs aren't worse than my germs? No, don't sure. No. Let me enjoy this by myself. No. I'm just kidding. Come stage. I said I'd take revenge. I'm just going to pick on you a bit, but it's fine. Right. So you have entered a game show, ladies and gentlemen. On this game show, you're not allowed to lie. Please. Don't worry, I will not ask you what you were doing last night. If you killed someone, that's between you and God. Now, I'm going to ask some questions. You're each going to answer, but we're going to split them. So what you're going to do, you guys are going to share a mic. I'm going to ask you guys up to here. You guys will answer the same questions, and you will tell me what it is. You will tell me, right, let's do this. You will rate it from 1 to 10, okay? Let's see who gets the best scores, but you have to be honest, and then I will ask you guys questions. You'll answer, pass the mic on, and you will rate it from 1 to 10. Are you ready? You don't have to be nervous. I promise you it's 1 to 10. You gave 5. Now 1 is you suck. You never do it. You are just, now that's fine, because some of these might be a 1. We don't know. And if you say 10, it means you are perfect. You never ever fail. You never miss. You never whatever. It is just you deserve to be an angel in heaven because Satan can't touch this. And if you're 5, it's me. And you know how it goes, right? You guys know how rating goes, right? So are you ready to enter this gaming? Sure. Can we change the lights? I feel like we need red lighting. Because can I have some suspense music? Is it possible? I know I'm putting you guys on the spot, but this needs to be like a real game show. And you must zoom in on their faces when they answer. Because people on active TV must see, yes, the red lighting. Dim the lights on stage. Just dim the lights somehow. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, but it's good. Can we have some smoke machine? Let's bring some smoke. Is it coming? And the smoke machine is it coming? There's the smoke. Bring it. Why is it blowing there? Stop the fan. Stop the fan. Change the fan's direction. It's blowing the smoke wrong. Right, bring. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. Thank you. Right, carry on. Keep the smoke coming. The lights are dimmed. Just intensify the red. Okay, there we go. And when they answer, give yourself a time to answer because the spotlight's going to land on you. So it's close up with the spotlight, right? Do I have some suspense music? It's coming. Let's see how fast they can do it. Let's see how fast. Right, approximately 5. Okay, let's count from 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. You guys, 21, 20. Oh, there we go. Lift it up a little bit. Right. Are you ready to enter this game show? Are you ready? They are beaming with excitement, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we begin? Right. Let's start with this side. Please make sure the mics are loud because we want to hear their answers. Right. We will start with Prince. Prince, stand here. Now come stand here. Right. This side. Everyone listen. Everyone listen. We need silence in this game show. Otherwise, we will get bouncers to kick you out because this is a serious game show. Right. From a scale of 1 to 10, how faithful are you in spending time with God every morning? And please be honest. 1 to 10. Which one is it? Ryan shouts 10, but is he telling the truth? Please, and I don't want comments after they've answered. We shall not judge them, because if you were here, your answer probably would be worse. So, what is the answer? Raise the suspense music.
2.
2. Okay. Give her the mic. How are you? Can we have the spotlight on her? Right. No, don't worry. We can see your face. It's better without the hoodie. Right. From a scale of 1 to 10, how are you with spending time with God? 2. All right. Can we have the spotlight on John? A Factor finalist. You on stage, you rap, but how good is your quiet time with God from 1 to 10?
I feel like the scale should be more than 10 because, like,
Okay.
6.
6, okay. Can we have all right, Prince, I need you to face for camera purposes. Thank you so much. From a scale of 1 to 10, how much? Please don't answer for the contestants. Please do not answer for the contestant. All right, say it on the mic, it's fine. Just say without the half. All right. Let's move on to this side. Can I have the spotlight on TK? The one who originally refused to shake my hand. Now, from a scale of 1 to 10, how rude are you? Please keep it down. Please keep it down. I might come back for this mic, but please keep it down. If I hear you yawing, I will call you on stage and I will ask you the most ruthless question. Put your hand down, sir. Put your hand down. There we go. Right. Scale of 1 to 10. Make it quick. It's okay. You saw how honest they were. 1 to 10.
I'm not rude, me.
You wouldn't shake my hand. That was rude. Try again. You just lied.
Okay, I'm very rude.
You what?
I'm very rude. 1 to 10?
Yes.
10.
Okay. Please do not lie like this. He refused to shake my hand. How are you a 10? Let's give you a 7. Right. Fatima. Oh, you have a mic. 1 to 10.
5.
5. Right. Cynthia. Please do not comment for the contestants or I will call you onto the stage. 1 is very bad. 10 is brilliant.
Sister, help me.
No, think about your life. Think about all those times. -1. Sure.
My brother said 10.
A 10. Okay.
I'm joking, a 7.
A 7. And you? A 9. All right. Question number 2 for this side. Where's the mic? Right. Let's start. How good are you from a 1 to 10 in tithing?
3.
A 3, right? Give her the mic. 1 to 10. I like this side, they're honest. I think you guys are honest up until this point. Then it ruins your side. I'm just kidding. 1 to 10. 1. All right, John? 3. Okay.
12.
Right. What's it with the end people that they ruin it for the section? What is the actual answer of your... Do you want to try that again? You know God strikes people who lie. So just be careful. It's 12. You're sticking with that. All right. Let's do one more for this side. Haha. How, from a 1 to 10, faithful are you when it comes to not complaining? Do you complain a lot or do you never? You complain a lot, so it would be a 1.
-1.
Negative. All right. Thank you for being honest. How faithful are you in not complaining? 1 to 10.
2.
2. Cynthia?
1.
1. 2. All right. Thank you. Now, last question for you guys. How faithful are you in not getting offended?
Yeah.
No matter how people speak to you, no matter what they say, you don't get offended. How good are you at not getting offended? 1 to 10.
1.
1. Right. You? Just say it for them to hear on the camera. No, don't say that. Sorry. Whoever said that, you are
1.
a 1. All right. John?
5.
A 5. Prince?
7.
7. All right. Can we give our contestants a hand? Thank you. Can bring the lights up. I know that wasn't easy, but I definitely enjoyed it. So thank you for entertaining me. Did you guys enjoy that? All right. Now, I want to ask you guys for yourselves personally because it's fun. Listen up. It's fun to watch them answer, but what would your answers have been? And for most of us, the answers would have been very bad. Now listen, let me ask you this. How faithful are you in your thinking? If I had to play your thinking on screen, would you proudly allow me to play? Now, this is what's scary. Listen, your thinking is going to be played before God one day. When you die, you're not just going to heaven or hell. God is going to play every thought, every action, every motive, everything you did that no one else knew about. He's going to play your messages on your phone. He's going to judge you for every single action that you did. What are people going to see in heaven? Because we think, it's just going to be like heaven or hell. No, God, you're going to stand before God, and God's going to write, right, let's take a look at year 16. Right. So do you want to explain what happened? And God's not a horrible, ugly, scary God, but you're going to have to answer to him for how faithful you were. You're going to stand before God, and God's going to go, right, you said you were at church that time, but you went to a party. Can you answer that for me? And the whole of heaven is going to watch you lie and go to that party and do whatever else you did after that party. You're going to be saying something, you look so nice. And then he's going to play your thoughts. She's so ugly. She's beep, 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 beep. And God's going to go, right, do you want to explain? And maybe that girl standing in the crowd of heaven, watching you think that while you say that to her. How faithful are you going to be judged before God? Now listen. How faithful are you in guarding your heart? Or do you easily get offended? Do you easily listen to the wrong people? How faithful are you in leading people to Jesus? How many people did you lead to Jesus this week? Or are you full of yourself and all you care about is yourself and you don't care about people going to hell? Let me just check if no one's sleeping or on their phone. It's an excuse to drink water. After that game show, my voice decided to take a holiday. Last question. How faithful are you in submitting? If your leader or your parents or your teachers tell you something, do you mock them? Do you complain behind their back? Do you say yes and do the opposite, or do you listen? Now, did you know that God will judge you? And I've got a verse to show. Did you know that God will judge you by your faithfulness? When you get to heaven, you'll be like, but God, I loved you. And he went, okay, you loved me. How faithful were you then? Because if you love me, you'll be faithful. If you love me, you'll be faithful in reading the Bible and getting to know me every single day. If you love me, as tired and cold as you are, and let me tell you, there's many times I'm too tired and too cold to do my quiet time, but I do it. I had an eye operation last week. So at 5 in the morning, because of an eye patch I have to wear, I can't open my eyes. And despite that, I have been asking my mom to read the Bible to me out loud because I don't want to use that to stop my relationship with God. How faithful are you in getting to God? Because when you have friends or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're faithful in keeping contact with them in the first 2 weeks of the relationship. After that, you want to break up and you have someone else. But that's another topic for another day. Now, how faithful are you in coming to church? Or do you come to church when there's a nice event on, or when that hot guy or girl is there, or when it suits you? How faithful are you? 1 Corinthians 4 verse 2. Now, don't zone out and listen to this. Moreover, it is required in stewards that one be faithful. God says, if you want to be my child, cool. I want you to be my child. I died for you to be my child, but you must be faithful. If you want to be my child, if you want to change your block, you must be faithful to me. By far, the most important quality of a good steward is faithfulness. If you're not faithful, you are a bad steward. You can't be trusted. He does not require brilliance or cleverness or creativity or popularity. He can use servants with those qualities, but only trustworthiness is absolutely essential. It is required. So it doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are, how many degrees or qualifications or how many marks you got. It doesn't matter how popular you are. The only thing that matters is how faithful you are. How faithful are you? Now let's carry on. God's not going to judge you based on what you did. He's going to judge you on your motives. So you know when you walk that old lady across the street and everyone goes, wow, they're such a good person. But the thing in your brain is, you know what, let me just get her across fast, quickly, because I just want to, she's slowing me down. God's going to go, okay. So in other words, what you did was meaningless because your motive was wrong. Why did you go to church? Oh, no, I went to church because I'm holy. And then God looks at your motive. We're going to church because we're going to go to a party after. And God goes, okay, I don't care what you did. Your motive was wrong, so what you did was pointless. How many of your motives are wrong? So you do the right action, but your motive is for the wrong reason. You wake up for quiet time. You look so godly, but your motive is just to impress them or to look good, and then you go to sleep straight after checking in, or you wake up, you go make breakfast, and after eating breakfast, you don't even do quiet time. You just carry on with life. Now, let's go on to this. Many of you want more, but you haven't even mastered less. So let's dig deep into this. You guys want to have money one day, right? You want to be rich? Does anyone want to be poor? Are you sure? You guys want money? You want a nice house? You want a nice future? But you can't even be faithful in studying. Why would God give you more? Because you'll ruin it. Because you're not even being faithful in studying. You want to be someone that is doing big things, but you can't even be faithful in coming to church and winning people to church. And if the boys at the back carry on speaking and looking down, I will call you on stage because I can see all of you. I see everything on the stage, even with one eye. Because right now this eye is creaming, I can't see on that eye, but I can see with one eye. It was a joke, never mind. Right, but I'm serious, I can only see in one eye at the moment. Okay, so what was my point? I was distracted by the tea party happening. Yes. You want a big life, but you can't even be faithful in coming to church or winning someone to Jesus, and then you ask God why you're living small. You want a nice home, a nice car, a nice future. You can't even be faithful in showing up to work on time or getting to school on time. Then how are you going to be a successful person if you can't even be disciplined in being on time for school or being disciplined in actually studying for an exam, not the night before, but actually a few days before? How is God going to bless you with more? Because guess what will happen? If He gives you more, you will destroy it because you don't even know how to handle the less. And we all want more. We all want more. I want more. I'm not happy with staying like this. I'm not happy with staying small, but am I mastering the small? And I'm asking you guys, are you mastering the small? You want to be rich, but how are you handling the pocket money you're getting? Are you tithing 10%? So if you get 10 rand, you tithe 1 rand. Are you being faithful in tithing? Can God trust you with bigger finances? Or are you saying, only when I get 1 million rand will I tithe? That's not faithful. That's doing your own thing. So Matthew 25, verse 21, listen to what it says about the more. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over few things. You were faithful over studying. You were faithful over coming to church, doing quiet time, getting to school on time, honoring your parents. Wow, that's a swear word. We want to roll our eyes at our parents. We want to think that they're old school and they're boring and they're just trying to restrict us. No. If you're faithful in, let's do another one, not mocking your teachers. Yeah? I was also at school once. We did the same thing. It's not honoring. Luke 16 verse 10 says, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. You can't be faithful in much if you were never faithful with the small. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. So, last thing. You need to learn to conquer today. You need to learn to conquer your block. You need to learn today to conquer being faithful so that tomorrow you can conquer being faithful. So that tomorrow you can conquer your block. So that tomorrow you can conquer a new level. Don't think, tomorrow I'll become faithful. Tomorrow I'll conquer. You'll never do it. How many of you have said, tomorrow I'll go to gym? Tomorrow, okay, the next day I'll go to gym. The next day, now it's too cold. Now I'm sick. Now I don't feel like it. And then you never go to gym because it was always tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll start studying. Tomorrow I'll become serious about Jesus. Tomorrow. Today I just want to have a little bit more fun. Tomorrow, I promise you, you will see me in church every hour. I will be tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Don't say tomorrow. You need to get it right from today. You need to start today. You need to start conquering today. So can we put our hands together for Sashi? She's going to close this up with faithfulness. Come on, you can do a way better job. Yes, there we go.
Good evening, everybody. All right, who likes maths? Put up your hand if you like maths. Right? Okay, I was a history student. I was the history person, so I was not the maths person. But I want to show you something, right? So bring up the first picture. So this is when you solve a maths problem 3 times and get different answers each time. Who has experienced that? Right? Steve, man. Okay, next one. Next picture. Classwork. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Right? So in class, what are the questions? 2 plus 2 equals 4. Then you get the test, and suddenly they're asking you, John had 3 apples and lost 1. Calculate the mass of the sun. Who can relate to that? Like, you're like, they didn't even teach me this. How the hell am I supposed to answer it? Okay, last one. When the whole class is fighting over whether the answer is 17 or 18, but you got 157. Right? All right, so if you think you are a maths genius, but I'm talking about a maths genius, put up your hand. Maths genius. We have some people, they're scared to put up their hand. Come on, put up your hand if you think you're a maths genius. Okay, come here. Come quick. Quickly, come. Give him a round of applause. All right, take a mic. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And we are going to see if you are a maths genius. Are you ready? Let me take the paper so you don't look at the answers and then answer. Are you ready? You're slightly not ready. Okay. Huh? A calculator. No, he's a maths genius. Maths geniuses don't need calculators, right? Okay, just try. Okay, so question number 1. And you may ask a friend if you need to. So, yes, okay. Number 1, I am an odd number. Take away 1 letter and I become even. What number am I? You don't know? Answer on the mic.
The audience already shouted out the answer. It is 7.
Okay, so you agree with that? Yes. Okay, give him a round of applause for agreeing. Maths geniuses agree. Okay, question number 2. Which 3 numbers have the same answer whether they're added or multiplied together? Which 3 numbers have the same answer whether they're added or multiplied together?
It's 0, 1, not 1, 2. And
do you want to call a friend? Would you like to call a friend?
Melly. Serious?
Melly is freaking out.
Yeah, I did say 2. Yes. It's 0, there's 2, but I can't find the last. Can't be 3.
Well, so what is your final answer? Okay, wait. Guys, you didn't put up your hand for the maths genius, so you can't answer. Wait. What are the 3 numbers? So do you give up? Speak on the mic. So what's the last number? I'm counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can only find 0 in 2. I can't find another one.
All right, the answer, are you all ready? Is 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, this is Google. This is not me. This is Google. So if you disagree, you disagree with Google. Okay,
Alright.
last question. Last question. Are you ready? Last question. Okay, listen. 2 girls were born to the same mother at the same time, on the same day, in the same month, and in the same year. And yet, somehow, they're not twins. Why not? Yes, it is maths. There's numbers. 2 girls. 2 girls were born to the same mother at the same time, on the same day, in the same month, in the same year, and yet somehow they're not twins. Why not?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, this is the answer. Are you ready? This answer will change your life. Are you ready? No, you have to listen. Because there was a 3rd girl, which makes them triplets. Give him a round of applause. Round of applause. Okay. So I admit, those were not maths questions. I admit, I was just trying to, see, how. Okay, but now I want to show you guys a maths genius. These are 2 people that are absolute maths genius. Are you ready? Are you sure? They are better than, was Albert Einstein a maths genius? Yes, he was, right? Okay, they are better than that. Are you guys ready? Are you sure? Please make sure the sound is up. All right, here we go.
1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 8. I don't know. You don't know? You don't know? You don't know? 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 8. I don't know. You don't know? You don't know? You don't know?
Right? Geniuses, I tell you. When have you seen maths like that before? That was a gangster catch, can I just add? Sorry. Okay, now let's get serious. So, the reason I did all of this math stuff is because did you know that every 4 years, someone, I don't know who they is, you always hear about the mysterious they. Yeah, this is the mysterious they. So they give different countries a test which is called the TIMSS. That's how you spell it, that test, right? Now on this test, it basically, it tests your math and your science. So it will check to see how good you are at maths and how good you are at science. And what they do is they do it to see which country are the best at maths and science. So on this test, there are 120 questions. So you have to answer 120 questions on maths and science, right? Then after the 120 questions, at the end of the test, they include a little questionnaire or survey. But now this survey has simple questions, like what is your favorite color? Or are you male or female? So the questions at the end are extremely basic, easy to answer. It doesn't take much thinking. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's 120 questions of hard, brain-intense questions. And then at the end of the test, it's just a simple little survey questionnaire that is not hard to do. And this is what they found. They found that there was a correlation between the averages of the countries, right, that when they answered the whole thing, so the 120 questions and the questionnaire, they got the same score in the maths and science as they did in the questionnaire. So if the person did badly with the maths and science, they did badly in answering the simple questions. So they couldn't answer questions like, what is your favorite color? Are you male? They couldn't. They got the marks for the hard questions, and the simple questions were exactly the same. And they found this in multiple countries. It wasn't just one country. And so they came up with the theory, right? That. Now, I don't know about you. Don't get angry with me. This is their little survey. But basically what they said is, maths is not based on a person's ability. Maths is an attitude. Right? So, your ability to try will determine how good you are at maths. The harder you try, the better at maths you're going to be. So if you suck at maths, it's not because you don't have the ability to not do maths. It's because you don't have the attitude. You're not trying hard enough. You're giving up and going, I don't understand this, right? If you do well at maths, it's because you have a good attitude and you try, and as a result, you get the right results based not on your intellect or ability, but based on your attitude to try. I don't know about you, but I was like, flip, that's deep, man. We needed to learn that at the beginning of school. We would have all been maths geniuses, I tell you, because we would have all had the right attitude. Amen? Amen. Now, Luke 16, verse 10 says this. If you are faithful in the little things, you will be faithful in large things. But if you are dishonest in little things, you will be dishonest with greater responsibilities. Another version puts it like this: He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much, and he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. So the whole point of this thing, the whole point of this illustration is that we need to learn to master the process. You see, oftentimes we want the end result. So we want the answer to the sum. But we don't want to have to figure out the sum to get to the answer. We just want the end result. And the thing is, we have to learn to master the multiplying and the dividing and the adding and getting through all of those crazy, weird things to get to the answer. You need to master where you are, and then you get promoted to where you're going. You will not get anywhere. Your dreams, your aspirations, you won't get there until you master where you currently are at. If you were sloppy yesterday, you will be sloppy today, and you will be sloppy tomorrow. And sloppiness is an attitude. If you learn how to do great things in a small place, you will do great things in a larger place. Now, what is the reason why we don't like doing we don't like being excellent or faithful in the small things? Is because we have an attitude. We think this thing is stupid, this thing is wasting my time, so what's the point? Right? So we have an attitude, and as a result, we don't enjoy the process. We end up not being faithful in little things. But the thing is, you will never be promoted if you are not faithful in doing the little things. There is no promotion without practice. No promotion. And you can look at any area of life. You can look in sports, you can look in music, you can look at intellect and knowledge and all of those things. There is no promotion without practice. Now, I've played the piano, as most of you know, because you see me playing the piano. I started playing piano when I was in grade 1. So I've played it for a very long time, most of my life. And we would go to piano lessons every week we would go to piano lessons, supposed to go every week. Now, this was my experience of piano lessons. So we would go there, she would teach you a song. Then you would have to go home and practice. Because she would show you, this is how you do it. Now go practice, learn it, come back and show me. Right? Now, the weeks that I did not practice, I did not want to go to the piano lesson. I was crying, acting sick, telling my mom, no, let's just not go. And the thing with piano lessons is you pay for the month. So it's not like if you don't go, you still pay for it. It's not like you can be like, I'm only going to pay you for 3 lessons. No. if you go for 4 lessons, you pay, even if you don't go. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my mom and dad were losing money because there would be times me and my sister would be like, no, let's not go to piano this week. And then the next week would come and we still hadn't practiced. So it was like, no, let's not go. And I ended up hating piano. I didn't like it. I was like, what's the point of playing piano? You know, it's just, you get shouted at when you go to the lesson and, you know, what's the point? Because now you're just getting moaned at for no good reason. It was a very good reason, but anyway. But then, on the contrary, there would be weeks where I did practice. And when I practiced, I enjoyed playing the piano, and I wanted to go and show the teacher that I'd practiced, because, you know, you'd practiced. So now you want to go to the lesson, first of all, because you want your teacher to be proud of you, but second of all, you can only learn the next part of the song if you practice the first part of the song. Because that's how she teaches. She'd teach you the first part, then you'd go and practice it. Then you'd come back, she'd teach you the next part. So you'd either only know the first part of a song, which sucks, because, you know, like you feel like Beethoven, and then it stops. And you're like, okay, let's go watch TV now. So the point was, I only enjoyed piano when I practiced. If I practiced, I loved piano. If I didn't practice, I hated piano. That's the contrary. And the thing is, whatever you are doing in life, whatever it is, if you're not going to practice, you're not going to be good at it. Being good at something doesn't take skill. It can take skill, but it takes practice. Do you know that oftentimes the person with skill doesn't end up being the best because they rely on their skill, so they don't practice. They're just like, yeah, I can do that, and they don't practice. Then the person with no skill comes and goes, I don't have any skill, I need to practice, because otherwise, you know, I'm going to not be able to do that. So they practice and practice and practice and practice, and eventually what happens is the person with skill is here. They don't practice, so they stay here. The person without skill is here, but they practice, and slowly but surely, they start passing the person with skill. And the person that had no skill becomes the master, becomes the greatest in that whatever it is, whether it's music, sports, whatever, education, whatever, they become the best. Why? Just because they practiced. So we need to learn to practice. Also, can you play without needing the clapping? Can you play without needing the clapping? In other words, are you able to be faithful, to give it your all, to give it your best, even when no one applauds you? Even when someone else gets the credit? Even when no one knows? You're just like, well, no one even heard that, so what's the point? Are you faithful to continue being faithful and continue to be excellent, even though there's no clapping? You see, it's not about the end result. If you live for the applause, you're going to stop doing it because the audience is not always going to applaud. And let's be honest, it's tough to get an audience to applaud. People don't just applaud you for anything. So they're not always going to applaud because why? There's time of practicing. There's time of growth. There's time of learning. And you have to get to the point where you deserve the applause. But are you faithful every day to continue doing the same thing over and over and over again, not for the applause, just because you love doing that? So I don't play piano so that everyone can come to me afterwards and be like, that piano piece was so beautiful. It brought me. That's not why I play piano. I play piano because I love playing piano. And if no one, in fact, I enjoy playing piano when no one else is around. I prefer it when there's no one at home. I love it. I go to the piano and you just play. And you can make mistakes. No one's looking at you. You can figure, sometimes you find the best pieces by making a mistake. You're like, that sounded nice. And then you've got an amazing piece. But I enjoy piano. I love piano. And I would do it for no one. Why? Because I love it. And you see, that's what we've got to get to. We've got to get to the point in life where we delight in the process. We master the process, the journey. We're not sitting there going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Let's just turn back. There's no point. We need to delight in the process. Jesus picked faithful people. People that were working, not people who were sitting at home. He chose people who were working. You can be unemployed, but working. You don't necessarily have to be employed to work. You don't. You just have to be a hard worker. You can be employed, but be a slacker, a freeloader, doing nothing, wasting the person that has employed you time and money. Just because you have a job title doesn't mean you're a hard worker. It just means you're employed. We need to become hard workers. And you can be extremely gifted, but be a slacker and a loafer and a slouch. So as disciples of Christ, we have the responsibility to build our nation. We have been saved to help others receive their salvation. And it is a privilege and a joy to pour ourselves into others, that together a nation may be glorified for God. And pouring yourself into others is not always going to be easy. Most of the time it's going to be hard work. Most of the time you're going to tell the person to do this, and then they do that. And then afterwards they come to you and they say, this happened and this happened. And you're like, I told you to do that though. And then you have to now go, it's okay, just do this. And then they might go and do that again. And then you have to go, no, come, let's go do this. But you see, if I only want this person to be an amazing Christian and have 144 disciples, every time they do something wrong, I'm going to get frustrated. And eventually I'm going to say, you're not worth it. You'll never get there. I'm going to go find someone else. Or I'm just going to give up completely because I don't delight in the process. I only want the results. And so my challenge to us tonight is to stop just wanting results, but to start living every day being grateful that today I can work for the Lord. Amen? And I know that sounds like a foreign concept because most of us, when we hear work, someone swore at us if they say, you didn't work or you need to work. We're like, oh, no. Work is a blessing. We were created to work. And so we need to be hard workers. Have you ever noticed when you are extremely productive, how you've got that like happy feeling inside? I don't know how to explain it, but you just feel like, oh, I had such a productive day. And then when you're not productive, you're frustrated. Has anyone ever experienced that? Why? We have a natural instinct inside of us to be workers and to be hard workers and to delight in the process.
To succeed, you need to know your source. Where do you come from? Who created you? God is your source. Either you're going to live for Him or you're living for death.